Welcome to our podcast. Today we're diving into how to get started in property investing. It's such an exciting topic.
Absolutely. So where does someone even begin if they're new to this?
Well, first things first, you really need to understand your reason why. It's not just about buying properties. It's like knowing what you want to get out of it.
Right, so defining your goals up front?
Exactly. Is it monthly income you're after, or maybe lump sums, or even building up a pension pot? You have to be clear on that from the get-go.
And I guess that affects your strategy, right?
Definitely. Without knowing your goals, it's like sailing without a compass. You might end up anywhere or nowhere.
That's a great analogy. But what about finances? I mean, do you need a lot of money to start investing in property?
Well, that's a common misconception.
Right.
You do need some capital, but there are ways to get creative.
So, you're saying you don't need heaps of cash up front?
Exactly. It's about being resourceful. For instance, you can consider joint ventures or even leveraging other people's money.
Interesting. But isn't that a bit risky? I mean, using other people's money sounds daunting.
Well, every investment has risks, but if you do your due diligence and structure things properly, it's manageable.
Yeah, fair enough. But how does one choose a strategy then?
Great question. It's about aligning your strategy with your goals.
Okay.
For example, if you want steady monthly income, maybe rental properties are the way to go.
And if you're looking for lump sums?
Then perhaps property flipping might be your thing. Buy, renovate, sell. It can provide larger sums at once.
That makes sense. But doesn't flipping require more upfront investment?
It can, but there are creative financing options. It's all about the deal and how you structure it.
You know, it's starting to feel a bit overwhelming.
I get that. But remember, it's a business, and any business requires planning and effort.
So, taking the time to plan and maybe seeking out some education or mentorship?
Absolutely. Connecting with experienced investors can fast-track your learning. Networking is key in this industry.
But here's a thought. What if someone doesn't have the time to dedicate fully? Is property investing still feasible?
Well, property investing can be quite flexible.
Right.
You can start small or even consider more passive investments like crowdfunding platforms.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. So there are options for different levels of involvement?
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you, and being clear on your why helps steer those decisions.
You know, but don't you think focusing too much on profit can be a pitfall?
That's an interesting point. While profit is important, ignoring other factors like location and tenant needs can really hurt your investment in the long run.
So a balanced approach is crucial?
Definitely. You have to consider the whole picture.
Right.
Property investing isn't just about numbers, it's also about people and market dynamics.
This is really insightful. But what would you say is the biggest mistake beginners make?
Probably jumping in without a solid plan.
Yeah.
Not setting clear goals or understanding their financial position can lead to trouble down the line.
So taking the time to educate oneself is vital?
Exactly. Knowledge is power in property investing. It can save you from making costly mistakes.
Well, I feel like we've covered a lot today. Any final tips for aspiring property investors?
Just remember, start with your why, set clear goals, assess your finances honestly, and choose a strategy that aligns with all that.
Great advice. This has been really helpful. Maybe property investing isn't as daunting as it seems.
Exactly. With the right approach and mindset, anyone can get started.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing all this. Let's encourage our listeners to take that first step.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining the conversation.